Hello guys, so in this section we are going to discuss about the oil record book and the entry of bunkering in the oil record book. In this we will discuss about the three cases. About first case is normal bunkering, when you have taken bunker of fuel oil and there was no discrepancy. Normal entry, how it is made. If there is a discrepancy and a letter of protest has been issued and there is a deviation in the quantity, BDN quantity and the quantity that you have received, along with a letter of protest, you have to note it down in the oil record book. And the third is that in case there is an off-spec bunker and after that debunkering has to be taken place, how you will make an entry in the oil record book. So this is the purpose of this section.
To every marine engineer out there, from junior engineer to chief engineer and electrical officer, we all know that earning respect on ship is very important. We all know fast promotions are very important, and we all know that इज्जत कमानी है, promotion चाहिए तो काम आना चाहिए, तो जूते पड़ते हैं, गालियां पड़ती हैं, and for that you need a good mentor. Sometimes we keep finding those mentors on board ship, अगर नहीं मिल रहे तो MNDFLIX है ना, Merchant Navy Decoded has launched a subscription model where you can find more than 30 plus courses with respect to your rank, helping you earn respect on ship. Please enroll on these free trial videos, watch these videos as per rank, and then decide whether you want to invest or not, with a very good flexible payment plan as well. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata.
So when you are making entry, we are making the entry on the basis of which circular, which is the MEPC 736 resolution 736. On that basis of the circular, this one is the circular, MEPC circular. Okay, so in the that copy of which is attached with your oil record book also, there also you can see the MEPC circular, and on that basis we decide on the codes on which we have to write. So we see the example 18 is about the bunkering of fuel oil. So this is how you have to make an entry of the bunkering in your oil record book. Normal bunkering, it is not any exceptional case. In that case, bunkering of fuel oil will be entered like this in the code H. Item number 26.1, name of the port where the bunkering operation took place. Item number 26.2, starting time of the bunkering with date. Okay, then stopping time of the bunkering with date and time, hours, minute. Okay, date, month and year with hours, minute. Then 26.3, the amount of oil in metric ton of ISO, which grade, RMG 380. This grade must match the BDN number, the BDN grade. Okay, HFO, sulfur percentage as mentioned in the BDN, only the BDN sulfur percentage. In the tanks, whichever quantity was added to tank name and designation, and now containing, after the bunkering, this much this tank is containing, this much is added to another tank, if any other tank also, if 2 tanks, 3 tanks, 4 tanks, whichever tank you have to mention like this, and it is signed by the officer in charge who has taken the bunker, and along with that the chief engineer's signature with date and date of the entry. Okay, now bulk lube oil also has to be entered into this H section for the bulk lube oil entry, not the lube oil entry of the when you are receiving in the pails, in the 25-liter pails, you don't need to make an entry. Only in case you are taking bunker in bulk, lube oil bunker also, same entry goes into H section. Entry numbers are different for the lube oil and the fuel oil, so make sure that you are not confused. 26.3 is for fuel oil, 26.4 is for the lube oil. So please follow this MEPC circular for use code H for the bunkering of fuel or bulk lubricating oil. Now comes the discrepancy part. If there is any say LOP has been issued and the bunkering quantity is not matching with the quantity of bunker that has been supplied, so in that case you will make an entry in the H section here. You will make an entry in the H section here for the amount of oil you have received. Okay, for the amount of oil you have received, say you have issued an LOP, they have refused to sign. In that case you have accepted the BDN, but in the BDN you can give a remark that an LOP has been issued and BDN is accepted with this LOP. Okay, because the vessel will not leave or the bunkering will not complete until you put your signature into the BDN. So in that case, if they are not willing to sign the LOP and you are accepting the BDN, please put a remark on the BDN saying that an LOP has been issued, okay, which they have refused to sign, or you just mention that an LOP has been issued for the deviation in the bunkering quantity. Okay, then you accept the BDN. So if you have done so, in that case you have the right to mention the correct quantity, because once it has happened and then it becomes confusing as to what data we have to enter in the oil record book. In one of the cases, I'll mention, when I was joining the vessel, before joining, there was a there was a diesel oil bunker taken on board, and in that 17 metric tons were supplied less. Since the oil was less, chief engineer issued an LOP for the deviation in quantity, which was refused to be signed by the barge. In that case, BDA1 was accepted without any remark. Since the BDN quantity was accepted without any remark, a bunker surveyor was hired later on to understand the nuances as to what differences were there, and then the fight was going on. But since the BDN was without remark, we have to make an entry on the oil record book basis of the BDN. The BDN data has to be entered. In that case, the fuel was supplied less, and then the BDN entry was made accordingly. So my concern here is, in that case, if you have issued an LOP, please mention in the code I, after code H, you have entered the exact amount of oil you have got. Enter the exact amount of oil you have got. Now use the code I, which is for the additional entries. Use the code I and say, write that the BDN was, say LOP was issued according to the lesser amount of fuel given, and according to that, under the code I, just like this code I, item number should be missing, and in this case LOP was issued for the bunkering entry. Just after the bunker entry you can mention, and there was this much oil which is deviating from the BDN quantity, and you put your signature. Okay, this much oil is the deviation from the quantity. So that is how you can safeguard yourself. This I have also had a discussion with the surveyor, and after discussion we have just to come to a conclusion that this kind of entry has to be made in code I, in case you have a discrepancy in the bunker. Okay, now if there is an off-spec fuel and the debunkering has to be taken place, so it has also the example given here. Okay, in case there is a debunkering of the fuel, this will go also under the code I. This will also go under the code I. So you can see this much quantity metric ton of ISO, this as per the BDN sulfur percentage, this has debunkered from the tanks, this much removed from the tank, and now it contains this much oil, and debunkered to whichever barge name or receiver name is there, barge, tank, trunk, shore facility, whatever, and in the port, whichever port you have done, start date, stop date, and the signature of the officer or rank, and with dates. Okay, and here it is also saying that include the receipt and certificate from the receiver for the amount of fuel oil debunkered. As per the MEPC, they ask you for the certificate that oil you have debunkered or given, similar to your sludge certificate that you give. You take the SARA certificate and include in your ORB. Similarly, for the debunkered fuel also, you have to certificate or receipt you have to take from the receiver for the amount and type of fuel oil debunkered. Okay, so this is the about the bunkering entries into the oil record book standard data. Now I will refer you to a actual entry into the oil record book that we will see in the next section. Okay, thank you guys.